Where you at, family? We're back today with an update on the David case. He's officially been charged with first-degree murder. The LA District Attorney is giving us a full update on the situation, on why it took so long for them to charge David in the first place, alongside with new evidence that links David to the murder of Celeste. So let's not waste no time, man. We've been waiting on the edge of our seats for an update like this because it's almost been a year, man. You know, we were finally happy to see that he was arrested. We were very curious and confused on why he wasn't arrested earlier, but it looks like they finally are giving us more information, and you know, we just got to trust the process that it all makes sense. But it looks like justice for Celeste is finally coming to fruition. Obviously, we wish it would have been sooner on our times, but maybe we're going to find out here that it was for a good reason. Come on, I'm not going to waste no time. Let's do this.
Today, I am announcing the charges against David Anthony Burke, the musician known as David, spelled D4vd, in connection with the brutal and horrific murder of Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time. These charges include the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring. That is first-degree murder with special circumstances. The special circumstances being lying in wait, committing this crime for financial gain, or murdering a witness in an investigation. These special circumstances carry with it, along with the first-degree murder charge, a maximum sentence of life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty.
Oh, shit.
The determination on whether or not the district attorney's office will seek the death penalty will be made at a later time. Before I get into the actual charges, and there are additional charges against Mr. Burke, including continuous sexual acts, lewd and lascivious sexual acts with an individual under 14 years old, and mutilating a human remains of a body. Before I get into the description of these charges and their seriousness, I want to look at this as a parent. I am a parent of 3 children, and a parent's nightmare is a situation where your daughter goes out one night and never comes back.
Yeah.
As we will show in a court of law, and what I also want to make sure about that the understanding of these charges is clear, is my description of these charges is not evidence that we are going to present in court. These charges, in fact, will not be evidence in the court. Evidence will be the witness testimony, the documents, and different types of admissible testimony that we will admit into court in the prosecution, and if it leads to the eventual trial.
That makes sense. I would imagine on the announcement of the charges, they don't want to give David's defense any ammo to know exactly what what they've got against him. So that makes a lot of sense to me.
Mr. Burke, to convince a jury of 12 people beyond a reasonable doubt that each and every one of these charges is true, as well as the special allegations and circumstances that have been alleged. Now, back to this being a parent's nightmare. On April 23rd, 2025, as been alleged by the complaint, Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time, went to Mr. Burke's house in the Hollywood Hills. She was never heard from again. On September 8th, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, Miss Celeste's remains, her dismembered and decomposed remains, were found in 2 bags inside.
No matter how many times we hear this, it's even more and more sickening, because I keep going into this place where you're trying to wonder, why would somebody do this? But then the only answer is he is disgustingly deranged and crazy. Because she's so young. One, to do this to anyone it's terrible. Like, you can't even think to do this to anyone. But then, like, bro, she's a 14-year-old girl, dude. And I don't got no kids, but I'm listening to this as a big brother. Like, I remember when my little sister was 13, 14 years old. It's like, bro, what? The level of innocence And to do that, it's just crazy, bro. I'm sorry, y'all. That's why I really have been following this case so much, because it's like, bro, I have a little sister, man. Like, when I hear shit like this, it puts me in a different space in my brain. Like I don't even know what I would do. It'd be scorched earth if I found out some shit like this, bro. But let me, I digress, bro. I'm so sorry. This is crazy.
Side of a front trunk of a car registered to Mr. Burke. Thereafter began an investigation. The investigation was to determine who killed, who murdered Celeste months and months before. That investigation was carried out in unison and in partnership between the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division and the District Attorney's Office. At every point in the investigation, through the arrest and the filing of charges, the LAPD and the District Attorney's Office have worked in lockstep. There's been no disagreements amongst these entities in deciding how to proceed with this case, ultimately leading to these charges today. So what you have as well with these charges is that, again, there are 3 sets of charges that have been brought. The first-degree murder with special circumstances, and again, those special circumstances are lying in wait. That Celeste went to Mr. Burke's home on the night of April 23rd, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, at his invitation, and again, was not heard from again. The second is a special circumstance being that this murder was committed for financial gain. As the evidence will show in court, the financial gain was for Mr. Burke to maintain his very lucrative musical career that Celeste was threatening on that particular night. The third charge, in addition to lying in...
That makes it even show how heinous this nigga was, because for him to do what he did was already crazy, but at some point Celeste probably started to smarten up, like, what the fuck am I doing? You're a grown-ass man. You are a grown-ass man dealing with me. And she probably started to come to her senses, bro. And he was like, what am I going to do? I can't allow her to ruin my life. I can't allow her to ruin my reputation. I'm making all this money. And it's crazy, bro. Like, David is a big artist, bro. He's a big artist. He was a very successful artist, very talented artist. So he's like, yo, I'm at the peak of my career, going crazy. Fortnite collabs, Invincible. He's making, if you guys are watching Invincible, great show. He's making exclusive records for them. Like, he's like, nah, bro, I can't see this motion go. And bro, that's the crazy part about it. It's like somebody like Celeste, she's getting taken advantage of, but she probably started to smarten up. Like, what's going on here?
And for financial gain is murdering a witness to an investigation. In this particular case, as the evidence will come out in court, the witness to the investigation was Celeste. And the investigation
I thought there was
into
somebody
the
else
lewd and
involved.
lascivious sexual acts committed by Mr. Burke that is the subject of count 2 of this complaint with Celeste while she was under 14 years old. I had the chance to meet with some of the family members of Celeste, and their grief is uncalculable as to what happened to their daughter. What they have demanded, what we have assured them that the District Attorney's Office, working with LAPD, would give them is the proof beyond a reasonable doubt on who killed their daughter, on how their daughter was killed, when their daughter was killed, and bring that killer to justice. That killer that we have now charged is David Anthony Burke.
This is big though, because for a long time we were wondering, was David the one that actually committed the crime? We know he's guilty. That much, I think we all laid our heads understanding that no, David is involved. But but when it comes to technicalities in the eyes of the law, this matters. And we want to know too, was he the one that actually did the killing? And for them to come out and say, no, the evidence that we have all points back at like he was the one that actually committed the crime. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, guilty by like we always knew he was involved. But for him to actually be the one to be the dismembering and, stacking away the body and that paints an even crazier picture of how deranged bro was in the mind. But
We will have questions after I speak and Chief McDonald speaks. At this point, I invite Chief McDonald to speak.
Thank you very much. Good morning, and thank you all for being here. I want to begin by expressing my deepest condolences to the parents of Celeste Rivas. No parent or any human being should have to endure what you've gone through. Today, alongside D.A. Hockman and our partners at the L.A. County District Attorney's Office, and thanks to the tireless and hard work of our investigators at the LAPD, we're announcing the arrest and prosecution of David Burke for the murder of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas. Throughout the 7-month investigation, this department has faced criticism for how we handled the case and for our decision not to provide details. I want to be clear about something. My duty is not to fuel speculation, it's to deliver justice, and that requires patience and discipline on everybody's part. This investigation was driven by a single purpose: to secure justice for Celeste Rivas and for those who loved her. We had to be certain that nothing we did or said would ever jeopardize this case. Ms. Rivas was a reported runaway from Riverside County. During the course of our investigation, detectives learned that she had been involved in a sexual relationship with Mr. Burke when she was a minor and he was an adult. On April 23, 2025, Ms. Rivas arrived at Mr. Burke's home in the Hollywood Hills. That's the last time she was known to be alive. On September 8, 2025, Ms. Rivas's dismembered and badly decomposed body was discovered in the front trunk of Mr. Burke's impounded Tesla. From that moment forward, our investigators faced an extraordinarily difficult and complex case. The condition of her remains delayed the medical examiner's ability to be able to determine cause of death. The substantial amount of time that passed between her death and the discovery meant that crucial evidence had degraded or disappeared. And as detectives worked to uncover the truth, they also had to sift through and debunk a great deal of false information circulating publicly. These challenges were real, and they required patience, precision, and an unwavering commitment to the facts. Despite these obstacles, and despite intense public pressure, our Robbery Homicide Division detectives remained steadfast in their duties. They recovered and analyzed a substantial amount of digital and forensic evidence. They stayed focused, disciplined, and committed to uncovering the truth. Their work, in close collaboration with the District Attorney's Office, has brought us to this moment today. I want to thank the District Attorney and his team, as always, for their partnership. This case demanded coordination, persistence, and a shared commitment to justice. Also, thank you to our media partners for showing up today and for sharing this important message with the public. And finally, to Ms. Rivas's family, we cannot undo the pain you are feeling. Our hope is that today brings some measure of accountability and a step in the journey toward healing. Please know that the Los Angeles Police Department remains fully committed to seeking justice on behalf of your daughter. Thank you.
So at this point, we'll take questions.
Anything more you can tell us about the fact that she was a witness in the coming investigation, that she reported the abuse, who was doing that investigation?
The details of the allegations that have made, particularly with that special circumstance, will be produced in court.
Do you believe the difficulty it was to determine both the matter, cause, and date?
So with respect to the coroner's report, we will be seeking quite quickly to provide an order to the court that now allows the coroner to release that report to the public.
Do you believe that he acted?
From the BBC, between
finding of the body of Celeste's body or her remains. Why has it taken so long for an arrest to be made?
I think the police chief got it right, that in a situation where you don't have an eyewitness account, or we can't point to a video that shows the killer killing someone, you have to go through the very rigorous and thorough investigation to look at all the digital and forensic evidence. You have to speak with witnesses, often who are cooperative and some who are not cooperative, in order to obtain all the information necessary to decide who did what, when, how, and what their mental state was at the time. That is what we've been doing over the last, between September 8th, roughly, and today when we bring these charges on April 20th. So again, it's a type of case that you want to make sure you get maximum information. And by the way, if there's anyone out there that has material information about this particular murder or any other actions taken by Mr. Burke, please come forward to the Los Angeles Police Department, come forward to the LA County DA's office, and report that information.
Mr. Hochman, there are other people who were aware of this relationship. Is it possible that you will be arresting other people within his circle, and did he act alone in this death?
Again, with respect to whether or not there's any other individuals or we're going to take any other actions, you will know about them if we do, but at this point I'm not commenting.
Do you believe that you know how she was killed, beyond it being homicide? The actual cause of death?
The coroner's report will be released shortly. Because it is not currently released, I'm not going to be commenting.
But was it determined, not that, if you won't say what it was, but has it been determined how she was killed, beyond it being homicide?
The coroner has made a determination on how Celeste died, and at the point that the coroner's report becomes public, we'll be able to comment.
Was there a specific breakthrough last week? Is there physical evidence that ties David to this murder?
There is physical evidence and there is forensic and digital evidence that we intend to present in court to prove these charges beyond a reasonable doubt.
So within your investigation, and just to his question, are you able to tell us exactly what the smoking gun is? And also, if you can address the issue of his visit to Santa Barbara, and that, how does it connect with the murder?
So with respect to the actual details of the evidence we're going to be presenting in court, I'm not going to do that today. As far as the concept of a smoking gun, the smoking gun is the totality of the evidence that we're going to bring to prove any case, whether it's this case or any case, beyond a reasonable doubt.
Okay.
An investigation is ongoing. If information comes forward on with respect to any additional crimes, we will certainly investigate it.
One more question. One more. There's been so much discussion about the difficulties in this case. The chief talked about it as well. What makes you confident you can prove these allegations?
What makes us confident is the totality of the evidence that has been obtained.
They're saying they got the evidence. And I have an update that was just dropped. That's why I was looking on my phone. I have an update that was just dropped 30 minutes ago, exposing some more shit. So we'll get into that right now.
By the LAPD robbery homicide, by the work that the district attorney's office has done, that has led us to the point where we believe we can prove each and every one of these three charges and the special circumstances and the special allegation beyond a reasonable doubt.
So here's the official mugshot. He's starting to look like a serial killer in this one. He's looking like a full serial killer in this one. Shout out to Hello Yasin providing this on Instagram. David allegedly killed Celeste to stop her from coming out about him and ruining his career. And these are the official on-paper charges of what they're going for. David reportedly killed Celeste Rivas with a sharp instrument, according to prosecutors. If I had to guess, based off all the information that they've given us so far, again, this is allegedly. I'm sure they're going to give us the hard evidence once the case actually starts in court. What probably happened is what I was saying, man. Celeste started to wisen up. She started to probably throw some threats around as alluding to, hey, look, I'm about to go public with what you've been doing with me. I don't know, maybe she wanted something in return, or maybe she just 100% was like, I'm done with this. I don't want anything to do with this, and what's happening is wrong. And I put this information out, and David wasn't going for it. And it was probably a situation where he probably just saw red, blacked out, grabbed the closest thing to him, and did the deed, bro. But Very, very, very sad situation, but it looks like it's finally going down. And not even finally, he's arrested, they're pressing charges, and they're pushing forward. So once there's real new information, I will keep you guys updated in the loop about everything. I love y'all, appreciate y'all, where you at, family. Tap into the Twitch stream so you never miss a live reaction. I love y'all so much. I'll see you on the next video. I'm gone.